Our next order of business is H.R. 5861, the Bridge for Workers Act. I will now recognize the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. LaHood, for purposes of an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm pleased we are marking up the Bridge for Workers Act, which I introduced with my colleague and friend Danny Davis of Illinois, the ranking member of the Work and Welfare Subcommittee. This bill clarifies the reemployment services can be provided to all unemployment insurance claimants, not just those most likely to exhaust their benefits, to help unemployed workers get back into the workforce faster. This legislation builds upon the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2018, where we made a significant step forward in helping those unemployed through no fault of their own by pairing unemployment benefits with services. The Reemployment Services and Eligibility Assessments Program provides a variety of services to unemployment claimants, such as job search assistance, employability assessments, and assistance with resume writing and interviewing. The program is designed to improve coordination with the existing workforce development system, and most importantly, is focused on outcomes. It requires states to use evidence-based interventions to focus funds on proven services. It also strengthens program integrity by ensuring claimants are complying with eligibility rules, including the federal requirement that a UI claimant must be able to work, available to work, or actively seeking work. Reemployment services have been demonstrated to improve employment outcomes and reduce the number of weeks that participants receive unemployment benefits. In this 116th Congress, my Democrat colleagues led a markup of this very same bill, and it passed the House by a very large bipartisan margin. At a time when we have 1.5 unfilled jobs for every unemployed worker, this effort is especially crucial now. Many states have rebranded unemployment to reemployment and focused efforts to promote rapid reentry into the workforce because it is better for workers and their families. In fact, many states have focused efforts to promote rapid reemployment for new UI claimants. This bill gives states the flexibility they need to make reemployment services a successful tool for those that have lost their job through no fault of their own. I urge my colleagues to support this bill, and with that
Yes, friends, they want to pass this now. The Biden administration is now urging Congress to pass critical funding to prevent millions of families from losing important relief. New state lawmakers have decided to allocate budget surpluses towards major relief programs, and low-income households will qualify for thousands of dollars under these plans. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, do stay tuned because I'll be announcing the winners of today's Walmart gift card giveaway. Remember, friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these weekly giveaways. The Biden-Harris administration is addressing the crucial necessity for funding relief programs. The administration is highlighting just how critical its requests for supplemental funding would be for U.S. families who are at risk of falling off the child care cliff. Officials recently provided an update during a press call this week. The Biden administration asked Congress for $16 billion on October 25th to ease a burden on the child care sector after federal funding to stabilize the industry during the crisis had expired at the end of September. The proposal calls for an extension of child care stabilization, which was part of the 2021 American Rescue Plan. It enabled all 50 states and Washington, D.C. to pay more than 220,000 child care providers who care for more than 10 million children during a time when centers were at risk of closing. The administration has highlighted just how necessary this funding would be to individual states. They have put out a state-by-state breakdown, hoping to push Congress to act quickly to bolster the child care sector and the families that rely on it. The country's most populated states would likely see the most impact. Texas is projected to receive almost $1.8 billion, which would serve more than 833,000 children. California would receive about $1.6 billion to serve more than 723,000 families. Florida rounds out the top three for projected funds. Jennifer Klein, an assistant to the president, told reporters during a press briefing, "You can see in these numbers how it would make a huge difference for communities in every state across the country." The White House believes that these funds are critical for sustaining child care providers. Some child care providers may be forced to close without additional resources. Officials say that if this trajectory continues, hard-working American families will pay the price. Parents will be left with fewer child care options and higher costs, preventing parents from working. Republicans control the House of Representatives, while Democrats have a slim majority in the Senate due to Vice President Harris's tie-breaking vote. Both legislative bodies must approve the funding. Representative Rosa DeLauro, a ranking member of the House Appropriations Committee, knows it's a steep hill. She said, "The Senate is for the president's bill. It's the House of Representatives where we have the problem. It is a tough road." About 3.5 million more U.S. households were food insecure for at least part of 2022 than in 2021. The increase is the largest uptick since the 2008 financial crisis. That's according to a new U.S. Department of Agriculture report. Approximately 17 million households, or 12.8% of U.S. households, were food insecure in 2022. Additionally, in 2022, 44.2 million Americans were food insecure. Several states are enacting measures to provide further relief for their residents. And among these, Idaho stands out, as it's one of the states introducing a child tax credit for eligible taxpayers in 2024. So this initiative persists even after the federal version of the tax credit expired in 2022. The state of Idaho has been granting a child tax credit since 2018 and plans to maintain the $205 per child credit for all qualifying families into the following year. The child tax credit in Idaho is non-refundable, capping at $205 per child and contingent on not surpassing the filer's income tax liability. Tax liability refers to the amount that an individual owes in taxes to the government. The legislation that established a child tax credit in Idaho was ratified in 2018, setting the credit to expire on January 1st, 2026. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, thank you, dear friends, for joining me here every day and for being part of this community. The winners of today's Walmart gift card giveaway is Janie King and Gwendolyn Lee. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or, dear friends, you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.